Your brain physically changes based on your experiences. Today, we're going to dig into exactly how.
On a microscopic level? Nope. Your brain is in a constant state of renovation.
Just look at this. It shows the crazy rise and fall of your brain's connections, or synapses, as you grow up. So how does this work? It all starts with tiny signals inside your neurons. Let's get into it. Okay, so a signal from outside the cell kicks off a whole chain reaction of chemicals inside it. That chain reaction travels right to the nucleus, the cell's command center. This part is key for long-term change.
A really important protein here is called Krebs. When it gets activated, it literally turns on certain genes.
And that change in gene expression, that's how we make lasting memories and learn new skills. Many of these connections happen on these tiny little things called dendritic spines. Look at them. The famous neuroscientist Cajal actually drew these thorns over 100 years ago, and we're still fascinated. So we know they're important, but how do these spines and connections get wired up in the first place? Well, during development, the brain uses things called neurotrophic factors. Think of it like fertilizer for your neurons. Okay, get a load of this. On the left, you see neurons without nerve growth factor, or NGF. Now, on the right, add NGF and bam! They just explode with new connections. The difference is incredible. And it's not one size fits all. Different neurotrophins, like BDNF and NT3, support very specific types of neurons. But this initial wiring, that's really just the beginning. After birth, experience starts shaping everything.
Get this. In some brain regions, a whopping 40% of childhood synapses are just gone by adulthood.
And you can actually see this in our gray matter. It peaks in adolescence and then starts to decline. All this change creates critical periods, basically the perfect time to learn specific things, like a new language. A young kid can learn a second language perfectly, but that ability drops off fast after around age 7. Brain scans show us why. Look how kids use much more of their brain for the same task than adults. So this whole process is incredible, right? But it's also really vulnerable. Things can go wrong. In fact, many psychiatric conditions are tied to genes in these exact signaling pathways we've been talking about. This chart is a perfect example. In ADHD, you can see the maturation of the cortex is actually delayed. At the end of the day, this ability to change, this plasticity, is what makes us so adaptable and resilient. This process never stops, which is pretty empowering. So, what are you going to choose to hardwire into your brain?